Rambutan trees are challenging to grow outside of their native tropical regions. The seeds are fairly easy to germinate, but keeping a tree alive is not an easy endeavor, even in subtropical regions. In this video, I will discuss 5 common mistakes people make when growing this ultra-tropical fruit tree. And yes, I will also talk about pollination, as many of my viewers are very keen on getting fruits from their fruit trees. Mistake number 1, not enough heat. Being ultra-tropical, rambutans are well adapted to heat. Actually, they require the heat. Rambutan seeds need heat to germinate and grow. The ideal temperature for seedlings and more mature trees is 27 to 30 degrees Celsius. Below 15 degrees Celsius, their growth rate significantly slows down. Below 10 degrees Celsius, they stop growing and often start to die. I put some seedlings directly on a heating baseboard, which gets very hot when it's running. To my surprise, the seedlings did not suffer. They simply stopped growing, but still looked healthy. As soon as I moved those seedlings back to ideal conditions, they quickly started to grow again. It's a different story for rambutan seedlings exposed to cold temperatures below 15 degrees Celsius. Once they are moved back to ideal conditions, many of them did not show any sign of growth for months. Some of them actually died. But can it get too hot even for a rambutan? In my greenhouse, temperatures can easily get above 40 degrees Celsius in summertime, like here. You could think that this saggy rambutan sapling is about to die, and you will be wrong. As mentioned earlier, rambutan trees are very well adapted to the heat. After the hottest part of the day is over, my rambutan sapling quickly gets back in shape, and it never stopped growing throughout the summer. As a rule of thumb, don't start to worry if the temperature is still below 35 degrees Celsius. Mistake number 2, not enough water. Ultra-tropical means lots of heat and lots of water. What I said earlier about rambutans being able to withstand hot temperatures is only true if they are properly watered. If not, they can die fast in the heat. Rambutan needs more water than other tropical or subtropical fruit trees like mango or jackfruit trees. One sign that your rambutan needs more water is the browning of the tips and edges of the leaves, especially in summertime. That being said, potted rambutans indoors in wintertime can also die fast if you provide ample water but not enough heat, which could lead to root rot. Usually when this happens in winter, in my experience, the plant is a goner, or it could take forever for it to grow back, even if you correct the mistake. The best way to reduce risk of root rot is to grow your rambutan tree in a well-draining soil. Mistake number 3, too much light. This is especially true for seedlings and saplings. Intense sunlight can easily burn the tender rambutan leaves. Since seedlings and saplings do not have that many leaves, and since it takes them time to form new buds and develop new leaves, too much light can also be a killer. Young rambutans can actually grow very well under low light conditions. In my garage in wintertime, I use artificial lights that are quite far from them to accommodate bigger plants. The young rambutans under the bigger plants have always done well. So, in my experience, it's easier to harm young rambutans by exposing them to too much light than the opposite. As a matter of fact, I managed to burn the leaves of some of my rambutan seedlings with these 15-watt LED bulbs. Mistake number 4, choosing the wrong tree outside of tropical regions. If you live in a tropical region, there should probably not be much difference between planting a grafted rambutan tree, an early tree, or a tree grown from seed. Outside of tropical regions, the worst choice, in my opinion, is to grow air-layered rambutans, unless you grow them in containers, as rambutans are known to grow weak roots from air layering. Grafted trees are a better option. However, the technique and quality of the graft union will determine how long the grafted tree will stay alive. For example, the main subtropical region in the continental US, where rambutan trees are grown with some relative success, is southern Florida. This area is pounded regularly, every year it seems, by tropical storms and hurricanes. If a grafted rambutan tree snaps in a storm, it most likely will snap at the graft union, as rambutan wood is known to be very dense and tough. To lower the risk, proper pruning and training can help reduce wind resistance. The strongest rambutan trees are grown from seed. While it's true that their feeder roots are usually mostly located in the first few feet below soil surface, rambutan trees have strong tap roots that anchor them deep in the ground. I did an experiment. I planted a bunch of rambutan seeds in my greenhouse, all very close to each other except for 1 or 2 seeds that had more room around them. After 2 months, I uprooted the seedlings. This seedling had ample room to grow, and indeed it developed a nice root ball. But it also has a long tap root. The other seedlings planted close to each other did not develop their feeder roots as extensively as the lone seedling. But as you can see, they all had long tap roots. Mistake number 5. Not having a diversity, equity, inclusion policy. Before you decide to stop watching this video, please like and subscribe and hear me out. I can speak for the corporate world in the private or public sectors, but when it comes to rambutans, you can safely go woke without fear of going broke, especially if your goal is to get as many fruits as possible from your tree. Rambutan trees can be male, female, or hermaphrodite. If you only have one rambutan tree, you will not get any fruit unless your tree is hermaphrodite. How do you know if your rambutan seedling is male, female, or hermaphrodite? Well, you have to wait and see. This is why many modern rambutan orchards only grow grafted trees that are hermaphrodite. Even so, it is not uncommon to see hermaphrodite rambutan trees that are functionally female, meaning that they require the pollen of a male tree to be productive. Also, there is no conclusive evidence that hermaphrodite trees only produce seeds that will turn into hermaphrodite trees. So, your best bet if you want to get fruits is to get a grafted tree from a hermaphrodite cultivar that is known to be self-fertile to some degree. Actually, this study shows that with pollinator management, yields obtained from a self-fertile cultivar in Mexico were superior to those of leading commercial producers in Southeast Asia, where rambutan is native. Alternatively, if you are patient enough, you can also grow several trees from seeds to increase the chance of having both male and female trees. Getting the seeds from commercially available fruits to germinate is easy. Keeping the seedlings alive is harder, but hopefully this video will help you get there. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more content like this.